Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever Mainline. Time has passed. Quite a lot of time has passed. I needed a lot of time in order to unscrew the problems that I created on the network as a result of buying all the trains in the known universe. We'll get to exactly what happened there. I was hoping we'd stick with this chap a little bit longer, but have some hillside. I hope you find it visually engaging. And so forth. Ooh, some trees. Lovely. Yes, the approach that I'd taken before didn't work. I think that probably comes as a surprise to all of you. All of the comments were non-stop. Oh, this is totally going to work all the time. This is the non-stop going to work that we've come to expect. No, it didn't work. Not even slightly. In fact, it ran out of cash so quickly that I had to revert to an autosave, not prior to buying it, but while I still had enough cash to turn everything around and send it back to the depot. And I did. I sold absolutely everything. I sold all of the goods trains in a bid to regain profitability. And as you can see, the observant of you will have picked out the bottom corner of the screen already, where it says I now have 1.1 billion in the bank. That's because I have 1.1 billion in the bank again. And then the far-sighted amongst you will notice there is a whole lot of everything waiting to be picked up. Business as usual, normal service has resumed, and if you stick around, I'll explain exactly what happened. So we're picking up the action here at Miranda, which is one of the lesser known stations, and as you can see, we've got two trains here making a healthy pickup right now, and the fact that they're both on this side of the platform is that's no coincidence. That's entirely deliberate. I've been to most of the freight stations now, and turned them around so that we go two down, two up at the station. Means less crossing over of lines, and it works in a more efficient fashion. One of you is going to get held up there. You'll also notice that the consists are not what you might remember. We are now, in fact, running two goods lines only. I didn't even set this up, This is a perfect demonstration of what I've changed. The consist was the problem, and the number of routes run. There are now a grand total of 2 freight routes in each direction, and I opted for wagons that could contain a wider variety of goods. So I didn't quite go full naffies with it because, well, if you have to go full naffies with it, then anything's going to work. Instead, we're using these sunken container cars here, the Gunderson container car, which, as you can see, carries a wide variety of goods, and as a result, it works out quite nicely. How are we performing? This one's only 1 million down, but I suspect, there we go, pop straight into life there. And that's also because there are dead sections of the network. There are areas of the track that do not make as much money. And that's one of the things I'm going to resolve in the fullness of time. So yes, we run 2 different types of car now, one of which takes lumber and... Hold on, I've got the list here. It takes... It takes the slag and the coal and the iron and the steel and the logs and the lumber. Lumber and planks, I guess you'd probably describe it as. And then the containers, they take everything else. So it's not as sophisticated, I use the word loosely, as the original plan, but it works now. And as you can see from the Profitron here, it really does work rather well. We're up to, 24.56 was a stellar year for all of us. We made 180 million in profit, and that's super duper. Admittedly, that year we did sell 78 million quid's worth of trains, might have had something to do with it. But around the 100 million quid mark is where we're at, and that's working out quite nicely. Anyway, that train that I was showing you right at the opening there is still heading back to the depot. On average, it took trains around 10 years to get sold, and then there was some queuing going on there. And I did it in a staged fashion, so I didn't take all of them off the network at once because I didn't want to kill off all of my truck lines. Right, let's find something visually stimulating while I bring up the numbers, because you'll want to see the numbers on various things before we get on to today's main agenda. Let's go like that. There you go. That's visually arresting. Right, so if we look at the individual lines now, and we bring up the balance sheet, you'll see that none of the freight lines are in here. And that the worst offender we've got for not making any money is, as ever, the local Hill Valley to Mos Eisley. That thing has never been a good earner in the slightest. I need to have a look at it at some point. And then we've got a few of these supply lines that don't make as much money as they might, but arguably that's because I should be running a few more goods trains to try and just whistle things along a little bit more. But if we look at the top end, and it's the Gunderson Spinwood is currently, where are we, October, 27 million in profit for this year. The gondolas are both in the 20 million region, and then you've got a few passenger services that work. Where's the other Gunderson? Where's Gunderson Widdershins? I would have thought that was about on the money as well. You're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to sort by name here. Freight Gunderson. Gunderson Widdershins is, well, it's 750,000 overdrawn this year. Not so bad. I'm running 5s and 6s. The reason I'm running 6s on the gondolas is purely because of the amount of wood that requires shipping around. But it all comes down to trying to make money at every single station. So you're either picking up or dropping off at every goods station. That is the secret to success there. Anytime you are going more than one goods station without either picking up or dropping off, you are destined to have a difficult conversation with your bank manager. Right then, okay, right. So that's that up to speed again. What are you all waiting for? Oh, you're waiting for each other. Okay, fine. Right, let's get on with the show. New York, everybody. We're going to take a break from freight for today's episode. New York is possibly the most neglected station we've got. You could make an argument that Miranda possibly qualifies as well, and obviously some of the internals. But if we have a look at New York as no, that's the wrong button. That's the one we just talked about. Now talk about the one we haven't yet talked about. So Miranda and Gotham are the two smallest. New York actually isn't doing too badly. You're starting from false pretenses there. Whatever. Yes, New York is neglected because it's the only town that currently does not have a goods supply. Not going to cover that today. Instead, what I am going to cover is creating another cross-country route, because that should help stimulate things a little further. And it's a complicated one. Unfortunately, I've got £1 billion in the bank. So we're going to start from New York and we're going to head out this way. Yeah, it's going to be an end-to-end, so a backing service rather than a loop. We're going to head out over here, I think. Good luck, guys. I don't feel strongly about the survival of these chaps, but we'll see. We'll then do a quick curve around the corner here, probably through this hillside, tunnel it, maybe get under the streets here and then emerge there. I don't yet know. And then we will head cross-country, rattling along at a fair old rate, and I intend to use something fairly swift for this. And then we'll busy ourselves by heading through Arkham. We'll then disappear out the other side of Arkham to head towards Caprica, which is right over there. I haven't done a land survey. All I know, this is going to be quite an expensive bit of track construction. We'll then zip into Caprica and then zip out of Caprica again the other way. We'll then have to execute some kind of complicated track maneuver as we head this way, because I'm not going to head to Atlantis. Instead, I want to either zip under here or over the top or something. I don't know, but it's got peril written all over it. And we're going to terminate up here in Pleasant View. Now that connects up. I mean, it's a bit basically it's a bypass of the Atlantis through Hill Valley, through to whatever's next on the agenda. Kind of Minas Tirith, Hill Valley. It's just a bypass for that, for passengers who might want to go to Pleasant View. Hold everything. No, it's good. No, it is good. Yeah, and taking in Arkham along the way. Yeah, it's fearsome, this one, and I need to pull my finger out and get it done. So how about I get on with that, and we'll get on with that. Right then, first job is... Sorry, lads, there is absolutely no avoiding this. You're toast. Now, I don't need to delete both sides. We'll use this inner track here to try and get this done. Because I can see this being I don't know, a 3-4 track... A what? 3-4 train. Oh, okay. A 3 or 4 train service that we end up using here. Is that going down most aggressive? It is. Okay, now what? Because if you take out this bit, you're gonna... how many buildings do we lose as a result of losing that? 700k, and then on the end another 150. Or we take out this entire block. Ugh. Well, we might need to. I don't really want to. This is really quite attractive stuff. All right. Well, what's your other alternative? Is we swerve onto this. You'll be making it 2-way, and then spin out that way. I know. I'm having second thoughts because I don't want to bulldoze something. There's a first. Okay. Well, we'll evaluate it, and then we'll decide afterwards that it's just not... Oh, hold on. Yeah, all right, we'll do it. Yeah, it's going to block other trains. That's just going to have to happen. It's just happening. Let's get rid of that one. Because as quickly as we merge on, we're going to merge back off. So you're going to want to get on that side. There we go. What we won't do is we will try and keep it on a one-way basis, so we won't go against the flow of traffic at any point. It's just going to make this junction a little bit busier. But given that we don't have anything else coming into that platform there, and that this is on one of the longer sections of track, it shouldn't form too much of a problem. Right, we're going to take the maximum velocity of curve that we can here. You can get around there. Of course you can. There you go. Right, so we are heading out towards Arkham, which means we're going to need to curve quite significantly. Let's do that. Let's double slip this while I remember. Let's double slip. You can't. No, it's refusing. You've created a bend too severe for double tracking, double slipping. There you are. Right, get rid of that. Let's try it again, but better. Right, if we start here, we're going to want to keep this relatively minor to start with. We'll stay on the flat because that should hopefully avoid the most egregious junctioning you've got there. Will you? Yes, there we go. Alright. I mean, that's going to be pretty slow to get around, but it will at least fulfill the objective. And then we'll carry on round here. Right. Okay, so that's more or less where we're headed. We'll stay at this height, because what I don't really want to do is then motor immediately through downtown there. Although, saying that might be quite attractive. Well, let's see what happens when we try and go that way, shall we? Yes, if we just do this. What do you get? Well, you get construction not possible for starters, but that's because we have broken through the surface and we are trying to bulldoze everything. I like it. Okay, no, I resisted the bulldozing earlier on, but I'm not going to resist it here. This could be quite pleasing if I can make the streets line up. There's a bus stop there. Well done, good spot. No flies on you, sir. Not when it comes to identifying civilian services of some description. And then, what do you want to do? So I need to double track at some point. arguably shouldn't need to be this close to the station, but if you get held up for any reason, there will need to be some queuing. So I think if we try and double track through the tunnel, which I usually avoid, but not today, then we can come out over here. Right. Okay, good. Now then, how are you going to do this? Well, you're talking bridge, you're talking level crossing, you're talking get this bus out of my way. Oh, look, there's another one. Okay, well, we'll use the bulldozer shover to get the bus out of my face. Don't let the other one in. That will probably do it. Right, let's shove this lot out of the way. Oh, you've shoved the wrong way. Okay, well, those can stay, but I'm probably going to need to remodel it. Two stops will be removed. Interesting. Okay, now what? Okay, well, we're sunken, and that gives me opportunities. You know what? Get rid of it. Yeah. Kill all this. Right, yeah, and that. Right, there we go. Now then, if we put a track through, we'll figure out how to fix all of this in a minute. People moved in once, they'll move in again. And let's have a look at the lay of the land here. We're going to want to stay on the flat, because we're going to then do what I expect will be quite an epic-looking bridge over this next section. I mean, obviously, I expect it to look epic. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be. Right, so you're getting as far as there. That's a healthy amount of bridge you've got there. But then, you know, rarely do you sway from having a healthy amount of bridge. I mean, to be honest, that looks great. So I'm going to leave that well alone. And then let's find some bridge work that we find appealing. I know, business as usual. I do like the elevated station viaduct. That's nice. But I have been using that quite a lot recently. So let's try some of this jazz. No, I don't like that. Or that. It's just the same thing, but different. What about this one? The super green. Yes, absolutely. So the standard green is quite weighty. The super green is proper beefcake. Now, I know some of you don't like it because it's too green. Not me, though. I think it's wicked. Right, good. That's that. Having exodused New York, I now need to figure out how to get these roads to do something resembling useful. The AI will figure out how to plumb it all back in again afterwards, but what do we want? You want just a bit of medium road. Okay. And then what? Try and pop a wheelie over the track here. I guess. Okay, so that's with... yes. We don't want to do though, do we? All right, we'll try out some of this newfangled pre-elevated action. You got a bridge pillar collision. Well, you have chosen the chunkiest of pillars. Let's try something a little bit more slender. No. No. All right. Let's try entirely pillarless. No. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to try and go across at a right angle then. See, that works. You thought you'd escaped, but no. You're going to need to be where the progress bridge lives. There you go. See, in fact, we could do whatever we like. If we go across at a right angle, we've got the whole shebang sorted out. There you go. That's just lovely. I tell you, when they make the sequel to this game, if they can figure out how to make bridge pillars understand that people dig symmetry, that'd be absolutely terrific. Right. Okay. Well, that'll work. It will. I'm going to try dropping it a notch and seeing if it still works. Well, in answer to your question, because I know you were curious, no. No, it doesn't. No, it really doesn't. You want to try it once more? Yeah, all right. Oh, hello. Wait for it. I saw it. Because if it does, if we can get that across without a collision, then we're going to... No. Then we're going to end up with something a bit nicer. All right. Something like that. Yeah. Because it doesn't need pillars. This robust steel girdering of a sort will sort us out proper good there. And that's quite pleasant. just need to do a bit of jiggery pokery around here to get all of that hooked up. Now, a second connection would probably be a good steer, and I think you can probably see which way I'm going with it. We'll take that. We're going to go up as much as possible. You're not, though, are you? You're going to go down a bit. We're going to try and slot underneath there, because that's the failure way. Is we try and wind a bridge down, wind under a bridge, I should say, as often as possible. There you go, to about there. Right, but ease it up some so that it's not too robust a curve. In fact, ease it up a little bit more. There you go. Right, and then get around there. That's the stuff. Yeah, just like that. Now, I don't know if you're going to fit under this bridge there. Oh, you should do. But we're going to have to do quite an aggressive ascent in order to make it back to civilization. And this T-junction looks to be the business, thus making the T-junction a crossroads. Smashing. That's wonderful. Right, that's where the bus stop was previously. Right, I'm going to need to re-educate this lot. Sorry about that, people. But don't worry. When you move back in, you'll also have the soothing sounds of the local, well, I say local, the cross-country express route to keep you company as well. So your house price will near double if you look at things in an inverted kind of a way. Right, we'll also take a branch out here. And do you really want to spend the whole of this episode building some roads around a town? Look, I regularly spend time building excessive roadage. I don't see why today should be any different. All right, okay. Well, how about you whack in a road there? Keep it on the flat. Like that. Yeah, you've still got a lump in it, though. No. Do this. Yes. Accept. Move on. Yes. And that's good. And a little bit more to there. Marvellous. Whack this over into here. Good. And then just connect up onto that. What did you just do? No, you're trying to build something coming out the tunnel. That was never going to fly. One building will be removed. Well, we in the trade say, what's one more building when you've already removed pretty much all of them? Then we stick that in there, and we'll get some housing action going on in here. Almost guarantee it. Especially if, hello there, smoothing gun. Yeah, I know, you all saw it as well. You went, no, you can't let that stand. Do a little bit of, just a bit of that. You don't want to totally eradicate this rather, beefcakey kind of turn you've got going on there, but there it is. Right. Now, what do I hook this up to? Well, that's quite simple. Down here, come here. You go onto there like that. All right, and then you, I don't know, what are we going to do with you? Well, we can't go over the top, so we'll just route it onto this this chunky junction that we've got there, and then we'll stick the bus stop on the corner. Okay, you realise nobody's going to use that bus stop now. Not today, they're not, but they will. All right, good. That should fix it. Who's complaining? Adipose Industries. Okay, well, they'll figure it out. Right, have we got that where we want it? More or less. You could probably do something here to connect up to there, but you've already got this rather splendid tunnel that goes through. Right, move on, back to track laying. Come on, we've got a mission to complete. Okay, so we're going to Arkham. This is the easy bit, allegedly. It looks like we're going under again. That would be because we are. And then we come out over here. What sort of difference to ground level have we got? No, that's pretty good. Just a straight shot across the map. I am going to try and run something pretty quick up here, but historically we've always struggled to get those to pay off. And then we're going to merge on to the Arkham Mainline. Now, if I'd have adjusted the angle there, because I'd quite like to come in this side of that tunnel. Because I don't even need to finish that sentence, do I? No. Rarely do I think. Right, well that bit of road was superfluous, so we can just knock that out, and if the game wants to put it back in, then the game can ruddy well put it back in itself. Let's kill these signals for the moment. Yeah. and you. Right, and then where am I aiming? There, I think. Okay. Right, this is going to need to be an abrupt turn to make it happen before the tunnel. I don't like doing abrupt turns. Yeah, you see, I mean, even at 61, if we go from the other side, it's going to look better because we'll be on the outside, but it'll see how close we can get to the that tunnel entrance, which in turn will dictate just how fast we can make this corner. 90 would be okay. 90 would be okay. We'd be okay with 90. Come on. If you change angle, it won't try and snap to that bit. Okay. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Get round, son. You can do it. You can do it. 95. Keep going. 96. Yeah. Oh, no one can live at this speed. 99. 100. Go on. Give me 100. That'll do. All right. Yeah. All right. Splendid. Good. Well, see, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then we'll come around like this. We're going to need to do a minor swan neck to make those connect. But a minor swan neck is far superior to what it was going to be there. Right, stick a signal on that, and we'll stick this one back in. There we go. Do the same kind of jazz on here. Just stick one there. All right, golden. All right, where's my target? Target's right there. Oh, it's like a straight line. Oh, this is going to be a doddle. Well, this bit is anyway. Right, now then, I saw you trying to stick a cheeky viaduct in. Now, arguably, that's not terrible, but it is also it's a bit extravagant, is what it is. If we come down some, because the length of track that you're going to have between one end and the other is enough that you can make this curve, this dip slightly something or other. Slightly what? Yeah, subtle. A little more subtle is what you can make it. As we head through this patchwork of fields that are not fields. Someone asked in the last episode, someone who clearly had not watched the entire series, watched in the last episode, why have I got all these patchwork fields all over the place? It came as part of the natural environment professional 1.2.7 point whatever mod that I've got installed, which is what makes it all look rather glamorous. Or rather, it makes it all look a little bit blue and misty. And you know what? I'll take blue and misty. I like it. But yeah, it did a bit of retexturing at the same time. And it's why the recommendation, because apparently it doesn't do it anymore. But the recommendation is you do it off a fresh map rather than trying to coerce a... Hold on a moment. Rather than trying to... Why? What? Sorry, I only just noticed that this road makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, kill that as well. And that one. Right, obviously this was one of my... And then we'll put a bit of road in and see what the AI does with it. You've left midway through a thought again. Yeah, I know. I do that sometimes. All right, there you go. Go this way like that. And then just do that instead. See, isn't that better? Well, better's quite a strong word. Yes, but it is though, isn't it? Well, I might disagree with you. Oh, do shut up. Right, okay, now then. Oh no, I can't leave that bit of scarring there. Whatever will the neighbours say? Right, there we go. Good. Okay, yeah, moving on. Right, so we get through Arkham. I've got choices. Ooh, 2 sets of platforms to play with there. Although it has to be said, what? Please tell me I've routed this correctly. Oh, there's only one train using this at the moment, which means their spare platform's beautiful. It's exactly as I intended. And now we're going to take a shot towards Caprica. Again, if Pleasant View is our objective, and it is, we're going to want to come in from that side. So we're probably going to do something like this. Now, I don't just want to cut through these hills. I may end up cutting through quite a few of them. But if if we can, something a little bit more dramatic than that would be pleasant. So let's whiz off this way. We'll try and get to 120 in the corner. 128's good. And then We'll match that. Where did I leave that junction? That feels like it's the place. Oh, it is the place. No, there it is. There we go. Right, that's a bit of that. Sort the signalling out. You be gone. You could be closer. Okay. Obviously, I need some interstitial signalling anyway along those longer sections of track, but I'll do that once I've kind of finished the primary building phase. Right, is that enough space there, or do you want a little bit more? Oh, hold on. What's going on here? You've got no crossovers in place. Yes. So down is always going to use these two. Oh, I see. And up is always going to use those two. All right, fine. All right, yeah, good. Right. Back with it. Caprica is there. So if we don't, I'll do my standard here. We'll switch to the opposite end of attack and see what we get. So Caprica, as you know, is well, it's waiting to happen still at the moment. But now then, are you going to run any more down here? You've left room in the station for it to happen, but what's the connection that you're likely to make? Yeah, you're probably going to want to rethink some of these track approaches. I think Pseudopolis is probably an easy one. You could do a nice little Pseudopolis Caprica City, just a 2-station loop. Is there a third? Minas Tirith? Nah. What about Gotham? Do that. That feels awful. Ah, no, wait, no. You've already got Winchester and Fieldville on your connection, so I think it would be Gotham, which is just a bit. That feels a bit forced. Or you could do a 4. Ah, interesting. So that connects up both of the current cross-country routes. Yes, it does. And that's lovely. All right, get back to work. Okay, in which case, if I'm going to do that, then we shall come off this track here. We'll use the end section. I have absolutely no faith whatsoever that we're going to be able to do this. It's just going to tell me, you're colliding with all of it. The whole town is basically underneath your steel, it's concrete. Well, whatever it is, you're going through a lot of it. Okay, so where am I colliding? I mean, obviously everywhere. Buildings I can live with. It's roads. Roads are going to be the bit that fight me. Okay, doing it all in one, not going to happen. But if we can get across this first road, I don't mind doing a little bit at a time. All right, we'll go as far as there. Keep it on the straight. A little bit of downward bubble. Right, okay. We're in motion. Here we go. Now we need to hop across the road. That's good. To the point where it tells us we don't have a bridge pillar collision. There you go. That looked good. Whatever you just did. There you go. Ah, nope. And back her up. There you go. Right. So we've got to cross the road. Take it. Beautiful. All these people going, oh, no. I mean, we knew this was cheap because we were next to the existing flyover, but now it's just got worse. What on earth what's occurred here? Now, that's horrible, but actually it will stop a pillar forming there. I'm not going to do it, though, because it is horrible. Horrible outweighs the... Well, it is quite practical, though, isn't it? I mean, I could relay the road, but I don't want to. Because the road is fitting into things really quite wonderfully. The only downside, of course, is that I might not have a choice. Come on. Yeah, see, why are you doing that? Why have you decided that there is the point at which you could create some terrain banking? Yeah, a bit more finite control over pillar placement would be super duper as well. Since, oi, developers, I know you're paying attention. You come to me to get all of your feature list for the next series. They don't, but they should. But they don't have to. All right, okay, where do we go? Is there a connection here that does not collide with that bit of road? I don't think there is. All right. In which case, back it up. Let's see if we can get this first pillar a little closer. Alright. Now, there is the possibility that staying flat here rather than decreasing height may assist. So if we try and get across at an exact right angle, that will also give us some options. Where's my... Give me the lozenge. There you go. Now that makes that a little bit... excuse me, a little bit slower. There you go. Right, stay on the flat. Go a little bit slower. Let's see what we get now. Look, I just need a pillar on the other side of the road. If you give me a second pillar... now that double pillar may save our bacon. Of course, it might not, but we'll try that, because we haven't tried it yet. Come on there, tiger. What you got for me? No, that was the perspective, monkeying with your mind. All right, okay, we're getting somewhere. I think we've got another pillar in. Got another pillar in. That's good. All right, back up to... Well, I don't know. Just keep going. Keep going and see if it likes it. It does like it. Okay. This is good. Yeah, okay, you've got this kind of little bit at the end there, but it's on the approach. Where's Arkham? Can't see it from here. Gotham, yes. Arkham's over there. Alright, okay, so I think if I aim for this hillside, and then we could mountain rail along the hillside a little, you're going to stay elevated that entire time. I don't really want to, but I might. Hold on. Ooh. And now we're into the area of town where the bulldozer may roam free. Oh, no, really? Well, I mean, honestly, yes, really. Come on, look, I don't know who planned that bit of road out, but whoever it is deserves to be shot. Because it wasn't me. Right, and we're free, as a bird. Escaping into the majestic outdoor wilderness of this mountain range. No, hold on. I'm not going to do a mountain range railroad here because doing so will result in the longest bridge that is at incredible height that any of us have ever seen, and no one is going to applaud it. Alright, that's good because it gives us all manner of options as far as road connections underneath. That's terrific. Of course, there is the second phase of the operation, which is double tracking the thing. Bridge pillar collision! Yay. No, we say no to bridge pillar collision. Go on, get over there. Don't you do that. Oh, I'm not going to single track this. Oh, incidentally, those of you who said, why don't you just double track that piece of single track? The reason I didn't do it originally is because I couldn't get it to snap how I wanted. So when setting that up, it was not playing ball in the way that I wanted it to. So I left it as single track, and I think that might have been one of the I'll deal with that later scenarios. Well, I have now dealt with it. It's pretty ugly. If I remember, we're going to have a look at it. If I don't remember, well, we won't go and look at it. Get as far as there. So what I'm going to try and do is, wait for it, no, don't do that, is try and get these pillars to match up, which they don't appear to be willing to do. Oh, we're doing this again, are we? But I'm coming across at a right angle. You shouldn't be having trouble with that. Instead, you should be frolicking joyfully at the proposition. In fact, you should just match the pillar placement. Hold on. No. All right, hold on. Wait. Do that. Right. There we go. We got that bit. Oh, yeah, well done. You've got the bit that's going to put up no resistance whatsoever. Shut up. It has worked, has it not? Okay, right. Now then, if we go this way. Right, here's where it's going to fight you. If it's going to fight you, here is where it's going to do it. Go on. Go on. Go on. No. No? No. Alright, kill this. Kill the final countdown there. Try this. Go on. Go on. Go on. Just yelling go on at it isn't going to make it any better. Right, okay, take that one. I'm feeling the fear. You should feel the fear. Oh, it's now trying to retroactively stick in pillars all over the joint. I don't need them. Look, it was perfectly happily freestanding. I mean, it wasn't exactly earthquake-proof, but it was fine. You're going to try that and then see if you could just fool it into not putting pillars in. Yes, sir. Well, that didn't work. It went, aha, pillars. And you went, no, not pillars. I don't want pillars. Well, you could always put it onto single track. Don't even joke about that, fam. No, we don't want a single track. You know, this would have been easier if you just laid the bridge and then relaid the road. Yeah. You've spent 10 minutes on this now. Yeah. Do you want to make it easier? But I'm so close. This is so close to being done. Will you just, please, for the love of all things, just, hold everything. That's progress. Now, if we just put a bit of a ramp in here, maybe we can... be quiet. It's not you in a duck pond. One building will be removed. Acceptable. Oh, what did we get out of that? We got ugly. Oh, no. No, we're not having some kind of land geyser going on there. That will... Oh, dear. Can I fix it? Not using that tool, you won't. You're going to have to play with the destructive one. Right, let's make it small then. Do you want to sink all of this? No. It's a disaster, everybody. Right, bulldozer. There comes a time in every young boy... Oh, dear. Steady up. Just, what are you doing? Deleting the track? Yeah, but the amount of civilian casualties incurred is severe. Alright. I was saying, there comes a time in every young boy's life where nothing will suffice anymore and you just have to nuke it. That's not what you had in mind, though, is it? There you go. Right. Okay. Bit more. There you go. Let's get that subsidence out. Stuff you! Right, there we go. And I think this is going to work out really quite in a fairly straightforward fashion. If I'm honest, I think this is gonna more or less get. What are you talking about? What can you possibly be colliding with? Oh no, we've got a little tiny piece of road here that's in the. Shut up. Right, give me this. Come here. Because when it comes down to it, there is the delicate way of doing business, and then there is the get it done way of doing business. I am an advocate of both, but today, largely an advocate of the second approach. Oh, I look at... I don't need to tell you what to look at, do I? Do I need to tell you? Do I? No. No, I don't need to tell you. And what I'm going to tell you anyway, because I'm going to tell you, is it's put in the road exactly as it was. Or rather, it's left... Look at this pillaring. It has left places for me to get underneath there without any stretching, fighting, rubbish, terrain alignment, horse hockey. But that's fine, because it means that now we can lovingly squirt this back up here. There we go, squirt away. Right, and like that. One building will be tough. Right, and then we'll stick another one under there. Still, the ends justifies the means, children, and therefore that's all. No, we don't want a bus lane, but we do want some tram track. I suspect we might need it. There you go. Just do that. What about this? I don't know what you're thinking there. Do that instead. One building will be removed. Only one. Right. Do we need any more trammage down? I think this possibly needs electrifying. Nope, that one. There you go. Give me that. Yeah, good. Do it. That's it. Do you want to do that as well while we're here? May as well. I don't know what the trams are doing locally, but we'll make sure that we're not interfering with their smooth operation. Thank you, Sade. Right, here we go. And we're off. We're out into the countryside. All right, that was way more hassle than I gave myself credit. Let's motor. Right, let's go about there-ish. That'll do. So we do have a rather gentle, extended, gentle downward slope there. But since I'm planning on running something that is capable of 300 kilometers an hour, I don't mind that in the slightest. Now then, where's the Arkham hookup? Are you going to finish this today? Honestly, I don't think I will. I think we'll get halfway through, and then we'll polish it off for next time. Okay. Now, you saying that out loud means that people that just want to see it up and running, they are likely to bug out of the video now, aren't they? Yeah, but you see, in doing so, there is every possibility that they miss out on another fascinating bridge construction exercise. What's that all about? Well, that's just some poor track laying on my part, isn't it? Though, isn't it? It's almost like you've got a reputation for doing slightly erratic track laying. Thanks, man. Wasn't a compliment. There you go. Go to about there. I will allow a bit of viaduct. And the reason I will allow a bit of viaduct, because it will go viaduct tunnel. And you know I'm a sucker for viaduct tunnel as a combo. Absolutely love that stuff. Right, let's go for something that feels like it might have been built by the Romans. You know, famed for their trains as they were. What about some brickwork here? No, I think the brick pattern it's either too dense or too light or something. I'm just not feeling it. We'll go with this concrete kind of deal. Oh, Romans, yeah, with their concrete. Romans with their concrete, indeed. Right, okay. Now then, straight through the gap. Stay on the flats. Good. Are we still broadly? We are still broadly. All right, good. So I've still got to build Caprica out to Pleasant View. I don't think I'll run the existing track. I think we'll come in through a slightly different angle. But we might double up on there somewhere. Now then, have we got ferry services here? We don't. Oh, interesting. Because we might in the future. Might we? All you've got is this brickworks. Yes. Okay. You've got brickworks. You could change up this tall construction malarkey. Look, Minas Tirith needs all the help it can get. Let's talk about that for a moment. So what I'm going to do after we've done this new York setup that we're working on now, the next objective is going to be to start to hook up some of the internal goods routes that as yet have not received an awful lot of love. And the goal is going to be to get those to places that have yet to be reached. What? All right, let me say that again. Okay, so if you've got a coal mine in the middle of the map, yes, those are words that make sense. I'm going to try and take that coal to a station that doesn't currently ship coal. And why would you do this? For a very good reason, and that reason is it means that station all of a sudden is likely to be more profitable for... really? Yeah. Is likely to be more profitable for the main line. So if, for example, pick a station at random, what's your current favourite one? How about New York? Okay, well, I mean, that's not necessarily the greatest suggestion you could have come up with, but we'll allow it. So in the case of New York, for example, why are you fighting me here? Please hold. Are we on a gentle downward and you're now trying to go sub-aqua? It's not actually sub-aqua, is it? It's submarine. There is an existing word which is absolutely... Sub-aqua kind of works. Yeah, so, finish your thought. For crying out... Just once, will you finish one thought before starting the next one? There you go, that's got it. What? Yeah. Coal, 2, right. Station that does not currently have coal on the main line, yes, means that, here we go, that mainline station then actually generates some money off that particular type of goods. What? It should do a bit of profit proofing. What, you want things to be resistant to profit? That's not what I meant. I think everybody gets where you're going with that. Right. Now, you were talking mountain railway here. I was. I think you might be stretching your imagination a little bit to think that that could happen. Yeah, I think I probably am, aren't I? I mean, what, you'd have to do some kind of spiral here to get up to altitude. Yes. You're planning on running a high-speed train, so a super high-speed train up here. So that, I mean, let's have a look at what a 300 kilometre an hour curve looks like. It looks like that. Okay. So then you're going to come back out, what, this way? Yeah. Well, you're going to come out part way around the lake. You're going to go all the way around here. Now, you'll still be doing 300. Yes. Are you mocking me? Oh, you bet you I am. And then you'd come back in this side. Yeah. And you'd not be very high up. And then you'd come out, and then you need to immediately decrease your altitude again. To you, sir, I say poppycock. Really? Are you allowed to say that under your self-imposed linguistic rules? Yes, it's old. Oh, hello, autosave. Yes, you're allowed. That's absolutely fine. All right, if you say so. And I do say so. Come on. I know I've got quite a lot going on, but it shouldn't take you that long. You know, write your 67 terabyte save game and we'll be about our business. So what you're suggesting is I do a tunnel. Yeah. Are you giving up on it? Well, look, here's the thing, is that those super strength trains, rather like super strength lager, they want a flipping heck. All right, where are we now? Yes. They want to maintain their top speed as much as possible because they are flipping expensive. Not least of all in running costs. What if you did a bit of this? Can we have an emergence here? Because we might be able to get a. You're saying you'd quite like to get a bridge viaduct in there. Yeah, can we do that? Yeah, all right. All right. Okay. Where did you leave the tail end of that bit of tunnel that you were building? It's here. Look. All right. So if you plot out ahead of that to here, which is where the gully is, pretty much. Right. Okay. The gully is not pretty much there. There you go. Change your cat. There you go. Right. I'll allow it through over here. Right, like that. No chance, mate. No chance. Too high up. Okay, bit lower down then. Bit lower down would be good. So about here? Yeah. Okay. Did you leave some kind of special marker flare there that I'm not aware of? Hush your noise. There you go. Right, get that in there. And then keep it on the flat because we've got to hook up with Arkham as well, and we don't want too much up or down. Arkham's connection's there. Yes. So you're going to want to swing this way a touch. Okay. Yes. How about that? All right. Fine. What? And then go. Which side of that are you planning on going? Couldn't honestly tell you. All right. Okay. This feels like you're going to be going uphill for no other reason than it's glamorous. Yeah. And then you're immediately going to start going downhill again. Because it's glamorous. I despair. I honestly do. Look, I don't want to leave the whole thing underground. That entire... Your angle's completely flipping shambolic there. What does that get us? Right. Okay, well, we dropped to 265. No, mission failed. Okay. All right. Try it again. And the folks at home will have joined in with but better. Anything else you want to delete while you're in the area? I'm going to delete it all. Right, so how about... do we want to use the tree? No, whatever that tree is, that's our marker. Okay. Right, you can even see the track there, look. Good eyesight. Thanks. Right, so if we do that... That is your angle of attack. Okay, how does that work as far as the Arkham connection? The latest novel by John Grisham. It works fine. So that was a bit more, Len Dayton maybe, Frederick Forsyth, that kind of Cold War thriller kind of. Move on. You've lost a lot of people with that particular pop culture reference. Okay. Right. Also, further down the hill. You think? Yeah, you're too high up. All right. Okay. Well, you've got your marker tree now. That's a start at least. There you go. Try there. Okay. How's that alignment? Not good. Try that. Better? Potentially. Okay, good. Right, there we go. Nice. And so we then do something akin to that, and then we'll look at where we're headed, which is there. We'll look at where we've come from, which is shrug. It's in there somewhere. Okay, we'll choose the bridge of choice. There you go. Right, how does that look? Ah, that's closer to mission success than mission failed. Let's have a look. Get in there. All right, what's that given us? Well, it's given us a really, really long tunnel, which you knew was going to happen anyway. It's only 26 million quid. It's not that long. All right, take it. Good. All right, fine. I love a bit of a faff about. Now, obviously, if I was playing this with no costs, or I decided that it was going to be worth the squeeze, then I'd totally do either a helix or something that wrapped around the hillside as it went up and down and that kind of business. But the fact is that I do need everything to kind of pay off a little. Right, just like that. Just like you're giving yourself a really rough angle to come up with there. How about you take it out that way? All right, what does that slow us to? 299. Okay, but that's going to leave quite a severe. It is going to leave quite severe. How about you keep going even further still? 210. Yeah, 210 feels like a lot. How about, yes sir, how about you take it as far as nowhere? All right, and then we look at some options as far as this this connection is concerned. Right, so going around that side, no. Going around that side, if we can be pointing like this, like so. No, hold on, like so. Then I think we've possibly got ourselves a winner. It just depends how much speed we're going to lose in the process. 196 is okay. 106 is not. And I suspect that 196 is... you always want to make all your turns in one area. Well, what about this junction then? You're coming into Arkham anyway, which would mean that you could come down the other side of that goods factory. Okay. Don't want to, though. That was really quite a nice junction. Well, nice or otherwise. Leave the junction as it is, because that way you maintain speed through the junction. But get your line of assault organised thus. Okay. All right. Feels a bit harsh. It is a bit harsh, but that's life. Life is a harsh mistress. Treats you in the way that you deserve. All right. Okay. So that. Yes. What about that big viaduct that you hadn't planned for? I'm not thrilled about it. No, I should imagine not, because that's quite extensive. All right, okay. Well, maybe this is where we do some. Really, now you're talking. You just went on a big flipping 2-minute conversation about how this form of elongated ascent is not conducive to profit. It might not be, but it'll look better. Meanwhile, what are you building there? I don't know. Let's get rid of this. There you go. Give me room to manoeuvre. I just need some room. Just give me some space. Right, okay, try that again. Right, there we go. So 300. We need to get up some altitude. Oh, that's some altitude. Yes, but it's using a bridge. You're not going to have a lot of choice in the matter. You are going to have to use a bridge. I don't want to use a bridge. If I'm going to use a bridge, I might as well just take the direct route. Also, I can't help but point out, look at the curve on that sucker. You're so hell-bent on having something that spans this gorge that you've created an altitude problem for yourself. Oh, I'm very picky today. Right, okay, tell you what, put in a, what's acceptable? 220, somewhere between, we're probably going under anyway, but somewhere between 220 and 250 of a corner. And let's see if we can't, you're joking. 220 is almost a straight line, man. That is not almost a straight line. Oh, it really is, though. Alright, let's make that harsh. Now you're thinking. Okay. I don't know if you're thinking correctly or not. And then keep coming down. There's the bridge that we were expecting. Alright, well, what's the other alternative? No, it's good. No, it's fine. It's fine. Right, do a bit of that. I'm not sold on this, incidentally. This might be money that I just end up unspending in a moment. Right, get round as tightly to that track as... Not tightly. Get round as inexpensively. No, quickly. Kind of, yes. Get round while maintaining track speed. Okay. And then we've got the outside track here, which we might as well stick in now. We're almost there. Okay, right, here we go. Inside. No, do outside, because that way you can snap inside to it. Inside. Get round to there. What's that? 150. It's a long curve. Yes. The alternative would be... Keep it at, well, we just said something about 220. Did that still happen? Yeah, it did. Okay, well, we dropped to 209. How about drop to 180? Yes. So, what? A controlled deceleration is what you're thinking? Well, it's kind of, yeah. So, it's 103 there, and then you've got another slow down here. So, you kind of burn the bonus you've got there. Yeah, but it looks better. And that, inevitably, is the only thing that we really care about. Does it look better? Yes, it does. Well then, that's what we're doing. But it's woefully inefficient, sir. I know. But if we were concerned about efficiency, we would create separate tracks. We wouldn't be using any of this mainline. But, sir, the whole mainline freight thing was the brainchild that started this series off. You shouldn't abandon it simply because some naysayers say you can make more money. When have I ever been bothered about making money out of any of these series? I do it for the laughs. Really? So you're planning on saying something funny soon? Very good, number one. Get back to work. Right, okay, there you go. Bang that in here. Yeah, stick that in there. Right, that'll do. Yeah, I know, it dropped to 100. I saw it. I could probably do that better and nicer and what have you, but I'm not going to. Every time I do one of these, I reach a certain level of tolerance. Actually, I'll tell you a story about herself. Herself reaches peak brows. What does that mean? That sounds rude. It's not rude. We could be going to this it most regularly occurs in IKEA, where as soon as we get in there, we don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not in IKEA very often, but as soon as we get in there, the clock starts running, basically. In that she is likely to just flip out and start yelling at me or anything. Or no, actually, that's not true. I'm painting a very unfair picture. No, she only has a certain amount of browsing time available to her before her brain just kind of goes, I have now seen too much. I do not want to see any more. Get me out of here. And the same can be true at the most splendid art gallery in the world. We've been to several, and after between sort of 45 minutes and an hour, she'll just kind of go, no, that's it. Can't do any more. I'm out of here. I reached the same point with track laying, where you kind of go, yes, gently, expertly lay that corner in so that it maintains as much speed. And then after a while, you just kind of go, oh, just get it done. Just finish the thing off with it. Come on, we've got other places to be. There are sexier things. I've not seen a train in ages. And I'm pretty sure as a viewer, you possibly feel the same way. However, I'm doing my best to keep you somewhat entertained with occasional anecdotes and a little bit of a growly voice there. For those of you who are into such things, obviously, I appreciate that some of you may not care for such atrocities. Right, that's going to wrap it up for today. You've had enough. I did want to get the whole thing done today and run a train down it. That's what I try and do every episode. Is build a thing, run a thing, go ta-da, and then move on. And say, next time around, I can say whatever I like because there's a really good chance I won't do it. But no, not today. I'm going to reset my my tolerance clock for track building. Do we think this road was necessary? Nah, I'm not seeing anyone complaining. Someone's complaining about something. Oh, phooey. No, hold on. That's only Gotham to Arkham. This is nowhere near either of them. In which case, let's just bang this in while you do your usual nonsense of an outro. Okay, fine. Here I go. I'm warming up. Get your track tool ready. It's a road. Same thing. Right, there you go. So there you go. That's wrapping it up for this time. Next time around, we're going to hit the conclusion to this, and then we will move on to at least planning out the aforementioned cross-country goods retrieval service. Why have you put electric tram track on country roads? I think it's because I wasn't paying enough attention to what I was doing. Too right it was. There you go. Right, now, go on, carry on. You were talking very eloquently there. Do some more of that talking stuff. And no, I've just said what we're going to do. Yeah, and I haven't decided yet exactly which station to do, but New York does not have a goods station, which means it's getting no deliveries, so that's something to consider as well. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Let's find something to look at, shall we? Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Subscribe if you have not already done so, and please hit the like button if you made it this far, because you owe it to yourself and me and humanity. Cheerio! No, I don't like an episode where I don't reach a thrilling conclusion by completing the thing that I was working on either. No, sorry about that. Sometimes it does take a little bit longer to get from point A to B than you're initially expecting, and well, this is the result that you get coming out of that, is that instead you have 20 minutes of waffle going on at the end. I hope the waffle was suitably engaging for you there. Can't rule it out either way. Could be engaging, might not be, but that's what you've got anyway. Right, anyway, next time, guaranteed, we're going to run something speedy. If you've got a suggestion for a speedy train that would suit this route, bang it in the comments. I will take it into consideration and then promptly ignore it or forget about it when I come to record the next episode. But then you've been around long enough, you know that already. Anyway, I'll catch up with you soon. Cheerio.